How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Lobricks. As you know, it is time to do our Tatooine MOC, and we are working on Jabba's palace once again. You may notice that there is already some progress that has been done. This glass piece right here has been added on there, looking really good. But anyway, again, we're not working on Jabba's palace itself, so we have to set that over in the Dune Sea temporarily. And we're going to be taking a look at the main section. And what I'm going to be focusing on today is these walls. I want to build them up to level and get these all leveled out here, up to there and up to here. So everything's cohesive. And then we can start building out this mountain, which is going to encapsulate everything. And once we get that, we can finally start actually building Jabba's palace itself. But the Rancor pit's looking pretty cool. Other than this, we got some work to do. But don't worry, we're going at it today. It should be fun. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to start working on this right here. Okay, so if we look, I've started to do something. I added 1 or 2 levels there, and this wall is now complete. It's looking really good. So if we get a corner view here, we can finally see that that droid room is starting to get some structure to it, and it's looking really good. And there's some torturing going on, of course. The Gronky is getting his feet zapped, and I think it's turning out really good. So now you can start to see this is really going to be nice. And the next thing we're going to be doing is actually right there, and we're going to build it up. So that's going to be really, really cool. So hopefully it turns out good. But there is a challenge with this. As you can see, there's some tile pieces here. So I'm definitely going to have to modify this a little bit. But I'm going to come back, do this corner, and I'm going to show you what I did to kind of get around that. But anyway, let me just do this real quick, and I'll be back in literally no time at all. All right, so there we have it. As you can see, I just kind of took out those slope pieces, but it still kept it looking pretty good in there. So I think it's looking pretty good. I mean, that's kind of a sharp corner to have, but, you know, the Rancor, he's got these protective fins on him, so if he slams his head in that, he shouldn't have to file a lawsuit against Jabba. But anyway, this room's starting to look pretty good, and I'm just going to continue to build it up. But yeah, that's what I got to do to get around that wall. Now it's nice and flat. And if you don't know, you're going to not have a really good view at that. That's why, but I still like having kind of a view. So when you're looking at this, I kind of wanted it to seem like, wow, it's a big, really expansive place without actually building that much rooms. So what I did here was you can just kind of look through those jail cells and still see there's a hallway back there. But on top of that, there's another room. So when you're looking at this in person, hopefully we will get to take this to Bricklink, you'll be actually able to see through here, Brick World, you'll actually be able to see through here and see what's going on in Jabba's palace. So that's going to be really, really cool. And there is stuff going on back here. There's a lot of cool stuff, and there's guards and all this crazy stuff going on back in Jabba's palace. All sorts of torture happening and whatnot. Some of the minifigures got knocked about. But yeah, it's looking really cool, and I can't wait to get that wall built up. So let's do it. All right, so here we have it. That building is now, or that room is now built up. And look at that, and I do have a surprise coming. Oh, geez. I do have a surprise coming for this room, and you will see it in a future video. Hopefully, it will be really, really cool. I've already implemented it in some of this Jabba's palace, and oh my gosh, it's going to be really cool. But if we look, we finally got these corridors built. Last thing is we got to do up this, and then of course this wall is already done. But we got to do up this, and we got to build out all these platforms because we're actually going to have landscaping tiles put up all around and over here. So that's going to be really cool. But anyway, these corridors are finally done, and they look so, so cool, at least in my opinion. I know our building techniques are kind of crude, but I like it. It's the best I can do, and it looks really great. If you just take a look, step back, that's going to be the Jabba's palace that we know and love from Lobricks, and then there's going to be a mountain around it, and the Jabba's palace can be sitting on top of that. That's going to look so good. So you're going to have kind of this really cool effect where the mountain stretches around from here, and when you look across, it's going to look like that. But when you come around back, you can actually see what's going on below Jabba's palace with the famous scenes in the movie, like Han Solo going blind and C-3PO walking through Jabba's really weird droid torture room where they're torturing a walking trash can. And of course, where the Rancor died and the Rancor pit itself. So it's going to be really, really cool. But before this video ends, we still got to do some work up here. We got to tile this off. So let's do that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so there we have it. We finally have the flat outline around here. And you might be thinking, why'd you do that? Well, I'm going to show you. So if we actually grab Jabba's palace here, sorry, I have to step back and grab it, and we set it here on top where it's been, you can see that it lines up like that. This is actually going to get raised. You'll see why in a second, but you're starting to see the picture. And I have this small little mock-up piece that goes right here. And that's what the rest of the build is going to be like. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be building out terrain pieces around here and all around the flat spots. Of course, we still got some building left to do, so we still got some work to do. But like I said, I have this little mock-up piece right here. So as you can see, this just kind of slips in like that, and it just kind of works. But this, you know, it needs some work, but you know, it works pretty good. So the whole idea is once we have these, we're going to have terrain pieces that look a little bit like that down there. So as you can see, let me zoom in there. It's going to look a little bit like this, and there's going to be kind of these little pieces that we can take out and put back in just like this. So we can pick it up. There's going to be one big piece, so we'll be able to set it in there when we want it to just look like a kind of like a normal mountain, like over there. But when you're kind of tired of looking at this view, so you're looking through like, oh, that's cool, but I really want to get an in-depth look, you can just come over here, take this off, and then lift up the Jabba's palace, and then you get a really cool look down into the rest of Jabba's palace. So that is kind of the whole idea, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. But yeah, for now, we're just going to have to stick with our little kind of small get-up piece. And that's actually going to do it for this episode, guys. We have some really cool stuff planned for the future, and some progress is happening. That's what I like to see. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please like it if you did like it. Honestly, share it with your friends if you like what we're doing here. I know we're not the greatest at building. There's some crazy mocks out there. I'm just not that talented. But I'm having fun. That's all that matters. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys later.